Greetings all, Ferrari 601 here. Welcome back to F1 2017. Welcome back to another classic race. Today we have got the Williams FW18. This is our second outing in this car, first from cockpit view. However, we're in Austria today for our one-shot qualifying session. I do believe it is actually raining, but I only have the option to fit dry tires to the car. I cannot, try as I might, select any wet weather compounds. So, this might be interesting. Let's go to the track. Yeah, it's wet. It is actually wet, and on the menu there, I could not select dry weather. I could not select wet weather tires. So, unless my eyes are deceiving me, I actually do have wets fitted, because I could definitely see a tread pattern on what would otherwise be a completely slick tire. So I don't know what's actually happening right now. I cannot confirm what tires I'm actually on. They feel like wets. Or maybe not. That was very sideways on this very wet, slippery and slickery A1 Red Bull something Österreich-Ring. Yeah, those are wets. Gotta be wets. Regardless, where do we expect to wind up today? Well, certainly amongst the Class 2 runners. This is obviously a Class 2 car. I do have to say, it is probably my favorite classic car in F1 2017 because it is just so unashamedly 90s. It's just wonderful. You got the digital displays there. You've got the very operatic V10. It's wonderful. It's really wonderful. Checkered flag. What's it good for? No inkling whatsoever. P3 in class. Okay, I'll take that. I was expecting a bit worse, so fine. Fine by me.
With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event.
Alright, so the two 413s are in front of us. The second FW18 is behind us immediately, and then we're followed by the 412s, the 46s, and the 44s. So P3 in class. Overall, the results are thus. We've got the RB6 on pole, one of the F2007s, my nemesis, splitting the two of those, and then Larson in the other F2004 down in P4. She's usually on pole position for these races, so that's interesting. We could see an RB6 win here, or maybe we'll see the F2004 with Le Tourneau in there. We'll see. Otherwise, pretty copacetic, as you might expect from these classic races. We shall see what happens here in Austria. Will it be wet? Will it be dry? We'll find out next. Welcome to the grid here in Austria. It is overcast and there is rain in the forecast. However, it is dry for the moment, so we are on the dry compound slick tires. Anything could happen here today. With the threat of rain, who knows? We could be on for a very interesting result indeed, including but not limited to a retirement on lap 1. So let us get this underway. Let's get a burnout off the line for what it's worth.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Alright boys, there's no real need to check up like that immediately off the grid, but alright. Okie dokes. So the formation lap underway. We've got the green flags flying at all the marshalling posts. That's wonderful as always. Take your position, Moreno, please. Thank you. All right, let's start working the front tires a bit. Let's maintain core temp in the brakes. Target for today, let's finish where we start. I don't know when the rain is going to come, but I am pretty convinced that it is on the way. Let's just see what we can do here in Austria in the wonderful FW18. I do have to say that Cody's did a really good job with this car. Of course, the closest thing we have in Assetto Corsa is VRC's FW19, which is a year newer, from 97. This one's from 96, as we drive through one of the 413s there. Nothing to see here. Cody's did a very nice job, as did VRC with their rendition of essentially the same car. Very cool to see. I do have to say the eye point in here, though, is a bit higher than the VRC version, which is certainly welcome.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
All right, standing by for the start. The green flag is up from the flag stand. We're in mix 3, first gear, bringing the revs on. And off we go. Another very tight turn 1 here in Austria. It's uphill. And stuck in the middle. Let's take the outside. All right, no turn 1, lap 1 incident. That is certainly welcome. Fuel delta is +5. I put a lot of extra fuel on board because I don't really know what to expect from the weather conditions. If it starts to rain in the latter stages of the race and we can maybe stay out, who knows what we're on for, so I want that fuel to be able to run in mix 3 as long as possible. Looking at Clark for P12, can we do it? We can. Barnes immediately ahead in one of the R26s, both the R26s actually immediately in front of us. And already we've got one eye turned toward the sky. Lots of sparks from that R26. It's a little disconcerting. However, that's something that we're just seeing generically from all the cars in this game. Can we make any headway against the Renaults? Renault, of course, pulling that train of R26s. He's in one of the 413s. So that's interesting to see the R26 and the 413 effectively identical around this circuit. I would not expect that at all. You could hardly call this a traditional sort of racetrack because you've just got long straights and tight corners for the most part, although Sector 2 is quite nice. I do like it. Got some medium speed corners in there through the infield section. This is one of my favorite tracks. I tend to like the shorter tracks, in case you haven't noticed. I do so many videos at Imola, for example. It's a short lap, but they cram a lot into that short lap. This is very similar. Tracks I really like: Imola, Monaco, Hungary. What else? Canada, another short lap with a lot crammed into it. I like the shorter laps. When you start to get close to 2 minutes in lap time, with the exception, the very notable and very awesome exception of Spa, I start to lose interest a little bit. I like the shorter tracks. Bit of a lock up. Just barely keep it within track limits there. We're holding station in P12. We've got a yellow, and I've got smoke up ahead. Someone has blown up. That was Moreno in one of the 413s. All right.
Okay, clear.
Tire wear is nominal. To be a little bit kinder to the rears, if at all possible. Try to get rid of that wheel spin as much as we can in the acceleration zones. Don't seem to have a challenge for the R26s in front of us. And I do have to say, one of the big differences between the physics model here on F1 2017 and that of Assetto Corsa is the front axle just doesn't have that explosive bite that you would get, or that you would expect to get. Like, for example, in the VRC FW19, you can turn in and then bang, the car's already rotating into the corner. This, it tends to hover around a little bit on the front axle before it starts to change direction, and it's just not particularly satisfying, but it is what it is, and we, of course, have to deal with it. Meanwhile, we're actually running in P1 in class. Late lock up there, we're going to lose a position. Or not. He's right up there with us. Let's just push him to the inside under braking. He's going to have to back out of that if he wants to keep his wing intact. And he actually stopped. Did we take him out of the race somehow? I hope not. I don't want to get a penalty. Perhaps that was just coincidental. Well, now we've got a big old gap behind us. Where is that weather? I am expecting it. Beginning lap 5 of 18. 8 seconds to the Renault in front. Down the diff a little bit more front bias to the brakes.
8.4 seconds.
Leading in Class 1. Very nice. And it is raining, folks. Unless my eyes deceived me, I saw raindrops there. Yep, it is raining. But it's not raining that heavily yet. What do we do in terms of our pit strategy? Do we stick it out for one more lap, or do we make a very early blink? We've got to decide right now. Let's stay out for one more lap. Rain is getting heavier. You can see it's now streaming across the visor here. We are going to stop on this lap no matter what happens. Let's add a little bit more downforce to the front end. Because it's already getting slick. You can see some rooster tails already coming off of the front axle.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
I've already changed my strategy, pal. You're a bit late to the party. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep, there's the cliff. The tires have fallen off the cliff, ladies and gentlemen, yes. It is time for wets. That is what we have selected, consequently, in the pit menu. Oh yeah, look at this. No grip whatsoever. It's time to blink. We're blinking. Don't speed, don't speed, don't speed. All right. Wet weather tires are on. I haven't seen... All right, guys in front have blinked for wets, it appears.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Lock up. Good. Let's get underway. P12 immediately behind us is still on the slicks. He hasn't blinked by now. He's absolutely insane. Let's adjust our mixture a bit through these slower speed corners.
We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
10 more minutes of rain. All right. It is properly wet out here now. Look at that. Still tons of understeer, and we are on the correct tire. Yikes. Well, now that we've actually gotten to run the wet weather compound, I can confirm that our qualifying lap was actually set on slicks. Why did they make me go out on slicks? The track was wet. Not quite as wet as this, but it was wet enough. Yellow. Mark Giles is out of the race. It's one of the R26s. Goodbye.
Green flag. Okay, gap ahead is 19.8 seconds.
19.8 seconds up ahead. Consolidated P10. And it is properly wet. Have a look. Visibility has gone down a bit in terms of the distances. Just really picking our way around the corners now. It is wet. I do think the rain is going to stop somewhat soon, though. They said only about 10 minutes of these conditions, so it will start to dry out at some point. Look at that understeer, just fistfuls of it. Coming down to begin lap 9. And with half the race complete, there is still half the race to go. Anything can happen here. And it very nearly did there into turn 1. Brakes are very touchy. Let's go rearward on the bias a bit. Let's open up the diff a little bit more.
3 laps over target on fuel. Let's start burning it off, please.
3 laps over target on fuel, I know. I'm running in mix 1 so I can control that wheel spin a little bit better. Jeez, it just washes away like nobody's business. Thankfully, we do have a big cushion behind. This car is absolutely deadly in wet weather conditions, in case you haven't noticed. Lots of wheel spin even through 4th gear. All right, working lap 10 of 18. We are stable in P10. I've got 21 seconds to Clark behind us in the sole remaining MP413. Rain is still coming down just as much as it ever was.
Our gap to the car in front is 36.6 seconds.
Yeah, 36.6 to the guy in front. Nothing I'm going to do about him. 278 to the guy in front now. Just taking it nice and slow and easy. Just trying to stay off the curbs there. We've got blue flags. I think that's one of the RB6s. Let hit past when we can. Yep, it's Roth in the RB6. Performance just is not there in the wet.
Blue flag conditions. Create a gap and let the car behind through.
I let him through when I have a chance, which is right now. Go. It's Larson in the F2004. Take a picture, because we ain't going to see any more of these guys. I do like the reflections of the rain light in the raindrops. Just noticed that. Very cool. Okay.
We'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
Back to dry shortly. That is welcome news indeed. Now, the real question is, if it dries out like right now,
The car ahead is 50.4 seconds.
when do we make the blink
Blue flag.
for slicks again? All right, pal. Go round, go round. Waldmüller. What happened to Letourneau? He has not gone through yet. Anyway. Alright guys, I believe your weather predictions. Just when does the rain stop? Is it getting a little bit lighter? I'm now seeing blue sky. That's always encouraging. Five laps to go here. 4 laps for me because I'm already a lap down. Has the rain stopped? I believe it may have. I do believe
Blue flag.
that the rain has stopped. I believe that's Chanel behind us. Yes, it is. Oh, did I do that? I'm sorry.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up. We're seeing minor damage to the front wing. Be easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
I told you, if I ever had the opportunity to mess with his race, I was going to.
racing the car behind. Let them past when you can. Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
I know I've got a little bit of damage to my car, however, it's worth it. Oh yeah, we completely wrecked Lichtenhost Day. Have a look at that. It's an F2007 and the second RB6 just overtook us there. We messed him up big time. Yes! The rain has actually stopped. I can confirm. .3 seconds back is Clark. We are racing him. Lap 15 of 18. We're a lap down, remember, so 2 laps to go for us. Tire situation, yeah, those rear tires are rooted. Can we hold off the McLaren? I'm gonna try. Let's just try to stick on line here. Wow, look at, yeah, he's hitting me. That's why the car's twitching all over the place.
Blue flag.
Moron.
Blue flag conditions. Create a gap and let the car behind through.
I'll let him through when the McLaren lets him through. That's the other F2007. Where is Litourneau? I've wrecked his day entirely. I'm quite pleased with myself.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
5 laps of fuel remaining. That's awesome. Oh, there he is. Canadian nemesis. Ah, he hit me. He returned the favor. Now I'm missing my front wing entirely.
The computer is showing a waved blue flag against your name. Let the car behind through. If you get a chance to overtake the car ahead, then do so. The front wing is in a really bad state. We need you back in the pits this lap.
Alrighty then. Understood, and I concur. That's what I get for playing a little bit too rough, but I don't care. I'm going to place that incident entirely at the fault of the Canadian in the F2004. Speeding in the pit lane. Really? Really? I had the limiter on. Limiter was on. And you're going to tell me that I was speeding in the pit lane? No. No, no, no.
Release, release.
That does not sound healthy at all. And I've just been punted up the rear, and I've been punted up the rear again. These guys have already finished the race. Wow, what is with all of this? You guys have finished the race. What's all that about? Still being hit up the back. Yeah, I've gone absolutely crazy here on what it's supposed to be their cooldown lap. Oh well. You can see how much they've slowed down. But still.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Let the record show that one of the RB6s has won the race. I just want to see where Letourneau ended up finishing because we wrecked his day. Consolidate P11. He's not able to hold the McLaren behind.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
P2 in class. Fine by me, even with that completely bogus 5-second penalty. Still a bug that they haven't fixed. If you're on the limiter before the pit line,
Here come our winning drivers,
you know,
then, out onto
and
the
I was
podium
clearly
at the end
doing
of a thrilling
below
Grand Prix.
80 clicks.
The drama and excitement
But
are
whatever.
over, and it's time to let it all sink in. Congratulations to our top 3 today.
So an Austrian in the Austrian car winning in Austria. You couldn't have scripted that any better. Yes, you could have. Cody's did that quite deliberately, of course.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye.
Wow, look
and
at that.
see you
Everybody
again
else is
next
a
time.
lap down. That's incredible. And then Moreno, of course, did not finish. We saw him blow up early on in the race. Huh. My lap time, my best lap time, absolutely identical to Howard Clark in the MP413. 2 equally matched cars? I would say so. The overall results here, we've got Roth winning from Quesada and Larson. So interesting, the RB6 besting the F2002 and F2004. All the way down in P7. Letourneau, we helped him get to P7. I'm definitely quite pleased with myself there. If we couldn't challenge at the front in this race, I certainly wanted to interfere with the front, and that's exactly what we did. Look at that, an F2007 in front of the F2004, almost like I should have done at Monza. Yeah, you got to watch that video if you haven't. It's very infuriating. However, everything else down here toward the tail end of the field, 2 DNFs, Martin Giles and Santiago Moreno, the R26 and MP413 respectively. Well, that's what we've got here today from Austria. Hope you've enjoyed that one. It was a bit of an interesting race, a little bit dull there. I kind of wished we had a little bit more action, but toward the end there, after the AI had already crossed the line for the checkered flag, they kept racing really hard, and they actually took my front wing off again after I just pitted to replace it. But such is life. Hopefully you have enjoyed that one. Thank you all for watching. Ferrari Man 601 saying thanks, and we will see you soon.